In this video, I want to talk about how I managed to start advertising with just a $1 per day budget. I want to talk about why I even thought that I could advertise on such a low budget. And I also want to talk to some of you who are considering starting to run paid ads, starting to run digital ads, but you're scared that your budget might not be big enough. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Devon Thomas, and I am a digital marketer. Well, at least I am right now. I'm a Google certified digital marketer. And what I do is I help business owners run their own ads without marketing agencies and without huge budgets. So the first thing that I want to do before I even get into the video is I want to invite you to my free workshop. It's called How to Get Your First 100 Leads with Google Ads. And what you can do is you can check it out at the link in the description below, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it towards the end of the video. So when I started back in 2016, I honestly didn't think I was going to get any traction with advertising. In fact, I was dead broke in my business. I was looking for clients and I was kind of so desperate that I ran out of options because it's hard enough starting a business. Like, we need to be honest. Like, most of the times your family is not supportive. Your friends are doing other stuff. They're not really interested. And it's hard to find just people to talk to, let alone clients that are actually going to pay you money for your products and for your services. So I figured out very early on that instead of posting to social media every single day like a crazy person and getting 3 likes, because that wasn't going to help pay my bills, instead of recording videos and posting them on TikTok or Instagram and then getting 342 views and nobody actually showing up at my door, I kind of realized that advertising, although it might be expensive, is actually a better use of my time. Even if I'm advertising on a small budget, at least I don't have to create content that day. I don't need to DM or spam people. I don't need to send out long emails and maybe cold email people. I'm literally just paying for the ad. The ad is running and it's talking to people on my behalf. So that was an exciting prospect to me. And the fact that all of this was automated, that was also helpful as well. So what I decided to do was I said, hey, I've got $1 per day. I've only got $1. I'm going to try this out. And if it sucks, and if it doesn't work out at all, that means I've only lost $1. And that's exactly what I decided to do. So here I was with my little $1 per day budget, and I started running Facebook ads. And I got 1 client from my Facebook ads, and I was like so excited because I had this lead in my inbox. I called the lead. It was a guy, and the guy I think he wanted a logo for his business, did a logo. And funny story, that client that I got with that Facebook ad in 2016 is still my client, paying client in my business till this day. Not only that, but I saw Facebook ads were working, so I said, let me try out these Google ads. And Google ads were like crazy. I think I was getting 2 or 3 leads every second day with my Google ads. And for me, somebody with like a $1 per day budget, I was like, this is crazy. This shouldn't be happening. Okay, clearly I've broken something. There's a glitch in the matrix, because I honestly thought running ads was only for big businesses. I did not think that it was for small to even medium-sized businesses. And I didn't even see myself as a small business. I saw myself as a teeny, tiny business. And I had all of this imposter syndrome as well on top of it. But I'm so happy that I started. I am so happy that I started, because what that did was it opened my eyes to understand that these digital marketing platforms are way more democratized than you might think. So back in the old days, what used to happen is you used to take out a newsletter ad or a classified ad, and there was X amount of money that you could spend. And that's just literally what you had to spend to play in the space. If they said the minimum allowance or the minimum budget that you had to spend was like, I don't know, $1,000 a day, that's just what you had to pay. But with these digital platforms, with Google, with Facebook, you can get away with $5 a day easily. You can get away with $7 a day easily. And that $7 a day will actually end up bringing you a client who is interested in your services. And what's crazy about this is a lot of people would tell me, yo, but Devon, that worked for you in 2016. You were spending $1 per day in 2016. That would never work now. In fact, the average cost per click is $5 or $6. Yep. Well, if that's true, then why are my students still getting results with small budgets? I had one client, well, I have one client. Her name is Martine. She's a dog coach. She's only spending €7 per day. €7 per day, and she managed to fully book out her dog coaching business with just that €7 per day budget. I've got another client. Her name is Gia, new student to my course, my program. She is spending less than $40 per day, and she got 40 private tutoring students, leads, in just a day. Now, let's say not all of these leads are good. Let's say only 2 of them convert out of the 40 leads she's gotten. That's still more than enough money to cover her advertising costs and make her business profitable. Now imagine if 10 of them say yes to her. Now we're talking about a lot of money. Now imagine if almost all of them say yes to her. Now we're talking about even more money. And this is just for $40 per day ads. So the point that I'm trying to make is, if you're holding yourself back from advertising, and if you're telling yourself that advertising is only for big businesses and not for small businesses, you are so wrong. Prove me wrong. I want you to go and I want you to run a $10 per day Google ad and just come back to me and tell me what the results are. So that's the first thing that I want you to know. I want you to know that advertising is not for big businesses. It is for every size of business. You just have to find the platform that works for you. The next thing that was holding me back was, hey, I didn't have much money. The main thing when I talk to entrepreneurs about advertising and running ads is I always hear, Devon, I just don't have money. I just don't have the money to do advertising. And it's very weird because it's the people that need advertising the most that are telling me that they don't have advertising. They don't have budgets for advertising. And I want to flip the script a little bit and I want you to think about something. You don't really need money to advertise your business. All you need to do is an initial investment to get the first bunch of clients in. And once you get the first bunch of clients in, you're then going to use their money to advertise your business, right? So let's say, for example, you're scared of advertising because it's going to cost you, let's say, $5,000 to get started. All you need to do is spend the $5,000. When you start getting leads back, those leads, if you could close a couple of deals, so let's say you make $1,000 per deal. If you can close 10 of the leads, so let's say you get 100 leads and let's say you only close 10 of them, you've already made the 5,000 Rand to cover your expenses. 5,000 Rand. $5,000, I'm thinking in South African Rands here. $5,000 to cover your expenses. And now the rest of the money is profit. It's yours to do with what you want. Of course, you still have to pay business expenses and things like that, but at least you've covered your marketing costs. And if you keep on advertising, you now no longer have to use your money. You can just use the money that's come into the business and you can advertise and you can make more money. So the argument is always, Devon, I don't have money to advertise. Advertising is expensive. I'm going to do SEO. Great. If you hire an SEO company, that's going to be money. If you have somebody who knows what they're doing, that's going to cost even more money. And if you have the best SEO on planet Earth, on top of that SEO, the top 4 search results those are ads. Those are Google ads. So even if you have an SEO company and you're paying them $1 million per month, they can only get you underneath the ads. So you might as well go for the ads, right? Or we can think about this a different way. If you're spending money on marketing agencies or social media agencies, or maybe you're even just creating your own content, it's going to take so much time, effort, and energy to create content, and you might only get a couple of views, a couple of likes from friends and family members. And let's face it, they weren't really going to buy anything from you. Versus if you took that same money, let's just say you took $300 and you invested it in ads instead. Those ads don't really need as much time, effort, and attention as creating social media content does. So what happens, and this is me as somebody who creates content on social media telling you that I would much rather run an ad all year long than create YouTube videos. The only problem with that is if my ads fail for whatever reason, I always have my content as a fallback. And my content is kind of free. So once I make it, it's there, it lives forever, and it gets me clients. But if I had an option, if somebody said to me, hey, we're going to put you through this challenge to see if you're going to get 100 clients in the next 100 days, and I had an option of running ads or creating content, no brainer. I would definitely run ads. I would run ads all day long because within 2 weeks, I know I could get my ad in front of 10,000 people, 100,000 people. And I only need a small percentage of those people to actually become leads. And I need a smaller percentage of those people to actually buy from me to make that whole process cost effective. So the main question I have for you if you're watching this video is, and I want you to tell me that below in the comment section, is what's holding you back? What's really holding you back from running advertising? There are so many horror stories out there that I can understand why you might feel reluctant to spend money. And also it's very hard to spend money when you got no money coming in. But at the end of the day, I believe in taking risks. I think that the more risks you take in business, the better off you are. And when you're spending $300, or let's say you're spending $2,000, I doubt that small of an investment is going to sink your entire business. Now, what we also need to do is we need to talk about just the idea around not advertising, or some of the other things that will stop you from advertising. And I think one of the major reasons why people don't advertise is they want to operate under the radar. They want to do things in secret. They don't want any spotlight on them. And I've heard this a lot from business owners as well. And I think this has a lot to do with imposter syndrome. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself, and maybe if this sounds like you, maybe you can relate. But I honestly believe my business was not good enough. I believe that we made websites for people, but I didn't believe that my websites were good enough to compete on an international level or even on a national level. I honestly didn't believe that I could do as good of a job as the major website design agencies. And so what I was really scared of when I said I don't want to advertise, I want to fly under the radar, was I was scared of being found out, of being a fraud. Like, and somebody would come and say, hey, you actually don't know what you're doing. I was scared that some stranger would come into my business, click on my ad and go, this is garbage. I absolutely hate these websites. You don't know what you're doing. I was scared to death of that because, I mean, my business is my baby. I've been working on this for years and I don't want to find out that maybe I'm not as good at making websites as I thought I was. And that's really something that kept me back. And I was thinking to myself, man, if I make an ad, this ad is going to show to all of these people, and these people might absolutely hate my business. And also ads are pretty annoying when you think about it. So it just doesn't feel like a good move for me. But I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did because I found strangers that valued my business more than my friends and family members. I found people that said, Devon, your work is amazing. We want to pay for this. We want this. We want this. We want this. And it kind of took all of that imposter syndrome, all of the fear, all of the anxiety, all of those insecurities. It kind of took it and just wiped it away. Till today, when I sit down and I think about all of the reasons why I didn't do it, I was like, man, the first thing you should have done was just advertise your business. You would have been so much further. And even to this day, we are still running YouTube ads. We are still running search ads. We are still running Performance Max ads, Google ads. We're still doing it till this day. Why? Because it is a cost-effective exercise and it's not that time intensive. I think a lot of people also tell themselves that, I'm not a computer guy, or I'm not really good at Google Ads. So what do I want being near a computer and figuring all of this stuff out? Well, I hate to break this to you. I hate to tell you this, but it's kind of the way of the world. Back in the days, I was telling this to a guy in the barber shop the other day. Back in the days when you were looking for a haircut, what did you do? You used to ask around, ask a friend, is there a barber shop near here? Or you used to get into a car and you used to drive around and you used to look for the barber shops in your area. Nobody does that anymore. Everybody takes their phone and they Google barber shop near me. And then whatever pops up on the top of the search results, that's exactly what they do. They go to those places. Are those places the best? I don't know. Are those places the most efficient? I don't know. Are their prices the best? I don't know. But because they appeared at the top of the search results, people assume that those are their best options. So they pick one and they go there. And this is where a lot of business owners struggle, because sometimes you do a much better job. I hear this all the time. Devon, I do such a good job and my customers just aren't referring me enough. Marketing is not your customer's job. That's your job as a business owner. It's not your customer's job. Your customer has a job, and that is to run their business. They're not going to do the marketing for your business. You do get that one customer who's always referring people to you, and thank God for those customers. But at the end of the day, if you're going to just rely on that person, it's going to be slim pickings for a long time in your business. What you want to do is you want to have multiple ways to bring people into your business. And what you want to do is you want to multiply your income in your business. So if you say that for every $100,000 we make in business, I'm going to take 10% of my money and I'm going to put it one side. So I'm going to take $10,000 and I'm going to put it towards advertising. Eventually what's going to happen is your top line revenue will go up. It'll go up. Why? Because your business is exactly the same business, but it's interacting with more new people on a daily basis. However, if you say that you're just going to eat all of the money and you're not going to invest anything towards advertising, what eventually happens is you have 2 or 3 dry months and you don't know what to do. You're stressed, you've got bills to pay, you've got staff to pay, you've got stock to buy, and you just don't have any money, and your only strategy that's left is hope. I hope somebody refers me. I hope that person who got my quotation says yes. I hope that this happens. Whereas if you have advertising, you can basically guarantee that you're going to wake up the next day and you're going to have fresh leads in your inbox that want to actually work with you. Now, is it all sunshine and roses? Definitely not. Marketing agencies, most of them out there, they're sharks. They'll tell you that they spend X amount of dollars, and then when you go check, they did, but they spent it on the most wasteful campaigns possible. Some of them are outsourcing their work, and you'll also find a lot of them out there claiming that they do Facebook ads or Google ads, but they actually have no proof that they've actually gotten people results in the past. And the reason why I can speak so openly about marketing agencies is I don't run a marketing agency. I teach entrepreneurs how to run their own ads so they can get their own results and so they can be independent. So maybe what you need to do is, instead of hiring a marketing agency, instead of investing a bunch of money into a company when you don't really know the ad platform, maybe you should just learn a little bit about digital marketing, learn a little bit about what platform is the best for you to be on, and then you're going to be in such a good position. And what I always tell my students, is start small. If I started off with $1 per day and I still got clients, you can start off with $10 per day and still get clients. You can start off with $100 per day and still get clients. You do not need to go out there and spend tens of thousands of dollars, especially when you don't know what you're doing yet. The time will come when your ads are working and your leads are affordable and everything is starting to go well and all of your different systems are clicking. That's when you want to spend a lot of money on ads. But when you're starting out, all you really need to do is get started. That's it. So what I want to do is I want to offer you a way to get started. It's called my 100 leads workshop. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to get your first 100 affordable, high quality leads with Google Ads. I'm going to talk you through the system that I use to not only get myself results, but also get all of my students results. And what I'm going to do is, if you do decide to sign up for this workshop, which is free, by the way, I'm going to give you a free course. I'm going to give you a free course for beginners on Google Ads where we'll teach you the dashboard, we'll teach you what you should and shouldn't be doing, and I'll also give you a setup checklist so that you start off your campaign with pro settings. Now, if that sounds good to you, I want you to click on the link in the description below. And what I also want to ask you towards the end of this video is, what's holding you back? Why do you feel like advertising is not a good idea for your business? I am genuinely curious. After doing this for 7 years, I've heard a lot, but I want to know from you. Why do you feel like advertising is not good? Or if this video has convinced you to actually start advertising, let me know why you started advertising or why you decided to start advertising. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video, my friend. Oh, by the way, if you wanna watch a video where I speak to a Google Ads expert and, well, an ex-Google Ads employee who's also a Google Ads expert, and you wanna see us discuss whether small budgets can or can't work in Google Ads, I want you to check this video over here. I will see you next time. Peace.